With little high school girls basketball, bring in Coach Paul Baruffi from Ocean City High School. Good morning, Coach.
Morning, Dave.
Hey, thanks for joining us. I know you had a pretty good night last night as you guys survived a semifinal game against Winslow. Pretty low-scoring game, 22-16. What was going through your mind at halftime? I believe it was 7-6. You guys were down at halftime, and what's going through your mind at that point? You're like, geez, we only got 6 points in the first half.
Yeah, I thought we had a lot of good looks. We missed a few inside shots, a lot of outside shots, but I didn't think it was because we weren't getting good shots. So I was just hoping we could make enough and continue to play good defense to pull the game out.
Well, that's really your calling card, throughout your career, and especially this season, is that defense. How much time do you guys spend typically in a practice working on defense? Because it's really been so successful in the Cape Atlantic League. More than 20 wins. You guys won the conference and made it to the league championship game, and really all that has been done on the strength of this defense.
Yeah, we spend probably about 20 minutes doing specific drills. And my assistant coach, Mike Capoletti, is excellent. He breaks down a lot of stuff, and we do a lot of drills for cutting off the lane, hedging screens, just a lot of things like that. And then we also probably spend about 25 minutes to 30 minutes, depending upon who we're playing, on how we're going to play that specific team. And we try to, break down film and look at their strengths and weaknesses and give the girls different assignments and go from there.
Now, I know we spoke in the preseason, and you were a little bit hesitant about some of your young players, weren't sure how they were going to work out. You knew you were going to be without Olivia Briggs, a senior, for a good portion of the season as she came back from a knee injury. But some of these younger players have really come along and have kind of created a nice mix between some of the older girls like Briggs, Grace Sacco, Alexis Payone, and Nicole Piergros.
Yeah, I would say specifically the area I was worried about was center, because we graduated Sierra Schoenwald, and Rosalia Daddy was kind of thrown into that position because she grew into it. She was a guard most of the time that she played up to that point, and she's very athletic, and we felt that she could play there, and we just had to get her to learn that spot, and she's really come a long way. And then Michaela Baker, who's a sophomore, is just a fantastic athlete. Both of those girls are really athletic, and so she stepped in, and she's just learning how to play, but has really given us some strong minutes there. Sadie Ford filled in for Olivia when she was injured and has done a nice job. And lately I've been able to play Tori Rolls, who's a freshman, who's another really good athlete. Has come off the bench a couple times in key situations and given us a little spark. So it's nice to see, those younger kids come along and develop.
I think that's one of the real big challenges that high school girls basketball coaches face is, a lot of your top players, they come up as guards, and then all of a sudden, maybe they grow from 5'5" to 5'9" or whatever it might be, 5'10", and all of a sudden you want to put them in that forward or center position, and it might not be something they're used to playing. How do you manage that, and how do you kind of teach a kid a new position on the fly like you did with Rosalia?
Well, we spend a good 20, 25 minutes where we break up guards and bigs, and I give my assistants, specifically Mike, I give him the bigger girls, and he puts them through drills every day that, try to develop those skills. And, you can see the progress as the year goes on. You just see the kids getting better, and we just try to continue to work on that and then put them in the flow of the offense. I've always been a big believer that you can't put a kid just in the post. They have to learn to play the whole area of the court. So in that case, it's not like we're taking them totally out of their comfort zone. And it adds, a bigger girl that can hit a three or hit an outside shot, which Rosalia has done in some key situations, especially here in the playoffs.
That's a great point too, because you see some of that happening with teams like Holy Spirit and Mainland, where a girl like Megan Stafford, she's probably going to play a forward position at the next level, but she kind of came up as a guard and and Coach Betson lets her kind of bring the ball up sometimes, get that guard feel, and also a girl like Fran Geremini over at Holy Spirit, she's kind of morphing into the type of position that Daddy is playing for you guys, where she came up as a guard and is asked to do more forward things. I guess that's kind of one of the fun things about being a high school coach. You get to tinker with all these positions and see who can do what.
Yeah, I have a lot of other younger girls that can play. They played on my JV team, and and I think at a lot of places they would be pushing for a lot of playing time. So I'm trying to kind of I always think in the future, and I'm trying to figure out like where next year I'm going to put some of these players, and can I move a specific player to a different position like I did with Rosalia. So yeah, it's a challenge, and the more they can do, the better off it is for our team and for me as a coach.
Well, once the season officially ends, take at least one day off, play a little golf or something. Get your mind off it, Coach.
Yeah, unfortunately, I coach track, so I'm not going to have much time off.
There you go. Talk about Alexis Payon a little bit. She's been dealing with a real tough shoulder injury, but what a tough kid. She just kind of gutting her way through it and playing great defense for you and doing everything you ask it. And she's the kind of player, she's been on those championship field hockey teams and brings that championship pedigree. And how important is that to have a girl like that who, she may not score a whole lot, but she's out there with a bum shoulder, getting it iced, getting it wrapped, and really doing everything she can to help you guys win.
Yeah, Alexis is really amazing. She is by far one of the toughest young ladies I've ever coached. I don't know if you ever dislocated your shoulder, but I have, and it's a very painful injury. And on 3 occasions now, she's played through it, and it actually happened earlier in the year also. But she's such a great defender. She's so smart. She does exactly what we ask her to do. She does have that winning attitude. I think, again, you mentioned comes from the field hockey. The program is always successful. I love to have kids that come from that program, and she just brings a lot of energy. She's always ready to go. Man, the look on her face in that CAL game, I knew she was in so much pain, but there was no way she was coming off the court. That's just the way she is. And we were debating on whether or not she was going to even play last night, and as soon as I looked at her, I said, "There's no way I'm keeping her off the court." There was, I left it up to her parents, and they gave her the green light, and she wanted to be out there, and she played through it.
She'd be out there if you had to tape her arm to her side, I think.
Oh yeah, if you
shooting one-handed free throws.
School, yeah, if you saw her walking around school, she was definitely she was holding her arm like you have a dislocated shoulder. Again, I had that injury, and it's very painful, and I could tell she's not very comfortable, but she would be even more uncomfortable if you didn't let her play.
What do you know about the team you're playing on Monday night, Toms River East, in the championship game of South Jersey Group 3? Have you done much scouting on them? Have you had a chance to see them play at all?
Yeah, I have them on film. I watched it last night. I watched some more again this morning. They will run a spread offense. They're like a lot of the other short conference teams. Offensively, they'll run a set similar to Central that we played in the first round. They have a bigger. There's 3 sisters on the team, and the biggest one is a point guard that can really handle score. They try to run her off high screen rolls. They run a lot of picks. They'll backdoor cut you. Your head better be on a swivel when you're playing, because they're going to be moving. And it's very similar to playing any of those teams we've ever played from that area, and they're tough.
Those Toms River teams are so tough in every sport. Yeah,
they're going to bring it, and we're going to have to be prepared, and we're going to have to bring it. They play a 2-3 zone, so we're going to have to shoot better. We're not going to win many 22-16 games. We just have to hope that we're on the offensive end, and that we can, play the defense that we've been playing all season.
Well, good luck Monday night, Coach. I appreciate you taking a few minutes. Thanks.
Thanks, Dave. All
right, that was head coach Paul Baruffi from the Ocean City girls basketball team. Great season so far, 20-plus wins. They came in second in the Cape Atlantic League tournament to Middle Township, who's also still alive in the playoffs. So they're going to be Ocean City versus Toms River East